Welcome, episode 14, leadership. I must have some bad leadership today because this is the latest start ever.
2:43. This ain't the latest.
Episode 14.
We're on time.
We almost was episode 15. We only got 10 minutes.
What the hell is going on with your hair, Dad?
I like it.
Listen, I'm doing.
I like it too. I like it.
You ever seen that movie All About the Benjamins? Is your hair almost looking like the light-skinned dude on that one? I can't think of his name.
This is in remembrance of Prince Day.
Is Prince Day?
You're gonna need to do some yoga or something because you
Prince
are
Day,
just pacing around my crib.
Oh, yeah, is he standing behind you? Walking around facing, go check the door. Hey, what's going on?
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Yeah,
that's today.
Put a call on that nigga. I got
Happy Father's Day is tomorrow. Father's Day is tomorrow, but you gotta say it because it's tomorrow.
Right, that's a shout out.
I'm so glad you told me that because I wasn't gonna wish nobody nothing.
And happy Juneteenth.
I'm so over Nandi right now. Oh my god.
Juneteenth is tomorrow, also, right?
And it's really rude of them to like have a day in the middle of Juneteenth celebration.
So we think we should move.
It's rude to have. What's rude is the gay month. They just took the whole freaking month.
Okay, we know that was the doing of white gays. Okay, that's.
Anyways,
you know how white folks like to take up space.
What's going on? Welcome back to the show, Nandi. Anything to promote?
August or something.
I guess we must got some new rule. One LGBTQ element of Z member at a time because Kaz isn't on with you. So
I tell you, he does this every time he does it.
Don't do him. Leave him be.
No, I think he's got a play going or something though.
No, he sleep right now.
Oh no.
That nigga sleep.
Why you can hear him snoring?
No, he sleep right now.
Well, he's resting for a show that's coming up.
So anytime Kaz is doing his plays and movies and commercials, he puts us. We're beneath him at this point.
Hey,
okay, but why didn't he promote? Did I miss him promoting the dates and stuff?
That was last week.
He forgot. So, what's to promote for Art of Black Psychology? Yvonne.
Got a mixer coming up.
A mixer? She can't talk.
What's wrong with her?
I can't hear.
Can you hear?
Can you hear, Yvonne?
Oh, y'all talking about me?
Yeah.
Yvonne ate
some gummies.
I have not. I've just been busy. It's almost like my days and stuff are running together. I'm all over the place these days. So anything new? Yeah, I'm doing a baking program. I'm still trying to promote the mental well-being of my community and keep my sanity all at the same time. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Social mixers, everything, some stuff coming up.
Okay. What about you, Renita?
Let's see. I have a new boo.
So it's official?
Yeah, I've been in and out of California a lot. I'll be going. He come here July 6th, and then I'll be back there in August. And we're just going month to month. People say, well, it's going to be expensive. Not really. If you're dating and you're dating somebody within your city, you're going to clearly spend at least $300 in a month. $400 a month, you know.
Not women, they be using men.
No, we don't. Women don't pay
for shit.
Well, why do you have somebody in California?
Because nobody in Illinois likes me.
I mean, well, how did you meet?
Oh, I went to California to visit my best friend, and her guy had a friend, and we were at a bar, and then I just pulled up on him like a Chicago girl, you know.
Yes, I love it.
You manifested some things, huh?
I did, and I like to thank Nandi. I love the shit out of that bitch. Yes. Yes. What? I was hunting her ass down. I was gonna go fucking find her. I'm so happy. You know, yeah, and I've been doing a lot. I've been binge watching shit. I binge watched Pornhub. I've seen it all.
That's a lot of porn.
Yes, I'm waiting for the next season to come out. Watched it all.
That's just nasty.
I know it is. It is. I'm into the, and I had to, you know, tell somebody that I'm into the gay porn, not the women, the men.
You into watching men go through pain. You a man hater.
Girl, it's that fucking face. Every motherfucking episode they make this face when they get it.
Oh God. Whew.
I think I need to edit myself
When
off.
they get it, they make that face. They all make the same fucking face. I've done my research.
Okay, let's keep it moving. Quantis. What's going on in the world of Quantis?
Don't put me behind that. Go.
You don't want to get behind that? You homophobic?
No.
Nothing behind that.
Don't be.
Let Miss Woke. What are you eating?
She arguing with her new boo. Leave her alone.
She got a boo too?
Yeah, she can help Renita manifest stuff, but she just can't practice what she preach.
Yeah, no, this is not a new boo. Clarification.
Old boo?
No.
A broke boo?
Never been a boo. Never
Need a
been.
house boo? What is it?
No.
That's a friend.
She keep telling him to sit down here, wandering boo.
He's pacing in my
Wandering
kitchen.
all over the house.
Not sure what's happening.
That nigga got a warrant or something, man.
Keep your eye on him. Keep your phone on.
Literally, that's all I can do.
Is he looking out the window?
No. Mm.
Leave him alone.
Mm.
He'll calm himself down. He's just like, he wants all of the attention and she can't
Tell
get
him just to listen to the happy voices. The mean voices, just don't listen to them.
He can't sit still. He might have crabs or something, man.
Stop it.
Not crabs.
Stop it. Oh my God. Anything to promote dad so we can move on. Already late. I can't with y'all. Y'all really hurt my head.
No, I'm just getting ready to start smoking and cooking and
okay.
He's talking about smoking meat.
I know he is. He ain't smoking nothing else.
You gotta be careful with the way you use words. Yeah,
Right,
I'm gonna
the
smoke
plain
today. I got a whole bunch of chicken quarters and a turkey. I'm gonna smoke probably.
What time should I come over?
You not long a smoker take?
I'm just what I'm saying. What time should I come over?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a partial. I'm gonna smoke them and then I'm gonna grill them to get that grilled texture.
You should take those legs off and make them lollipops.
So nasty and gross. Why would you do that?
No, but I'm just gonna put them in
a lollipop.
That is gross.
I got about 12 quarters in a turkey, so I had to get rid of them because I had it in the freezer. Somebody gave them to me a while ago.
Are you talking about when they push all the skin to the top?
Yeah, you put it in the ball.
That's gross.
How is that gross? It's easy to.
I'm not familiar with a lollipop.
A lollipop is you take all the skin and just push it to the top, and it's a big ball of meat at the bone, and that shit.
That's wonderful when it's smoked.
And you cook it. Oh, so you smoke it like that?
Yeah. And then all your leg is in one section at the top, and you can handle it without getting,
You ain't got to push nothing to the top for me to handle it.
Okay, so here I go.
You running all the way to California for a pizza.
I am. I'm flying over 1,000 dicks to get the one.
Okay.
Ooh,
let's start with you, Renita. Do you consider yourself more of a leader or a follower?
Ooh. You know what? I said follower, but I have an issue with stuff not going the way I want it to go. If it's my idea, I can run with it. I like to, once somebody else try to take over, I don't want to play no more.
What you mean? Like try to take over?
Like, okay, so say, okay, for instance, at my job, I used to do all of the Christmas parties. I loved it. Mm-hmm. Then somebody else wanted to take over. So once they took over, I don't want to play no more. I don't want to play no more. I want to be able to lead everything. I want stuff. So then that way you can't go. You won't be too disappointed in yourself.
Is that leadership or is that just a control freak?
It's a control freak, and that's part of leadership. You want to lead, you got to control.
That's not necessarily true. You can lead that without having to do anything, and you can just manipulate the situation from behind.
That's still controlling.
Just like Joe Biden is not a leader. There's a bunch of people. He's a puppet.
Yeah, but he can. But without his presence, they can't do. You know what I'm saying? They using him. I get it.
He don't even know what's going on. He just do like 90 years old.
I swear I think he died a year ago, but you know,
he don't know what's going on. He just they tell him what Jill Biden is running the world. Whatever she tells him to sign is what he signs. And that's why gas is $7.
Damn.
This is the same question, Yvonne. Are you okay? That's you get. You be eating no anyway. Same question, Yvonne. Do you consider yourself more of a leader or a follower?
I kind of do both, and here's why I say this, because now I don't like to lead all the time, but I get what you're saying, Renita. It's like when it is your idea, it's your baby, you know, you do want to follow through with it and, you know, see it through fruition, because I did office parties too. And so other people do want to jump in because you got used to doing it by yourself. You know, it's hard to relinquish that control. But, you know, I raised 6 children and, you know, some extras. So I don't want to be in control no more. So if somebody want to take the reins, I'd be my guest. I will follow. But if it's something that needs to be done and nobody's doing it, then I'll take the lead on it. And that's how I feel about that.
I'm thinking I'm more like you. I'm like an emergent leader. Like if I have to, I'll do it. But I prefer to just be in the background and not do nothing. Just drink and smoke. But that would be bothered. People like, I'm like,
It works. It works. I promise you. It works.
Especially if somebody already laid the path for what to do. I don't got
exactly.
I'm not trying to
I'm not coming in to change nothing unless I see something wrong. And then at the point, it's just a question. And then once the questions get answered, then I'm like, okay, now I can follow along because I was confused that, you know, why you got me doing this and it don't look right.
You get that rescue dog from, man. They have rescue dogs in up there.
You too, Dad. Are you more of a leader or a follower?
I'm definitely a leader, but the leadership styles are probably what we're going to end up talking about. Because the leader doesn't necessarily mean you have to change anything. It's your leadership style that's what's important, you know.
What's your style?
I'm a delegator.
Well, you're lazy.
No.
Your whole damn family, all y'all is delegators, your sisters and brothers and everybody. Get around, they just want to make somebody do shit.
No, my brother Charles is a micromanager. He is not a delegator.
What about your sister?
She's a micromanager too.
I had to get the hell away from her. He grabbed it. I'm like, look, nigga.
No. I believe in empowering people that work for me or in my downline or whatever, because the sign of a good leader is how well stuff works in his absence. And if it can only work in your presence, you're a weak leader.
I know. Exactly. I'm so bad that like Nandi couldn't even go live while I was gone 1 week.
You're a bad leader because you micromanage.
I don't micromanage shit. I'm too laissez-faire, actually.
Yeah, I believe in empowering people, so it should be able to, you know, work whether I'm there or not. I'm systemic type of person. I believe in the system.
Nandi?
I feel like I've always been told that I'm a leader, but personally, I think I listen to people, and that makes them feel affirmed. And I'm a good first follower. Like, I feel like there's a lot of power in that second person that validates someone trying to do something that needs to be done, and then people will follow along after they see that.
That's a good wife. That's really a good wife there.
In a traditional sense of wife, not what the wife has evolved to. You mean like the old fashioned wife?
It's not old fashioned. It's just she's a person that can embrace the vision and run with it.
I'm saying the meaning of wife has changed a lot.
Too.
You know, some wives got wives, so it's different now. That's all I'm saying.
Either way.
Freaky shit, man. Everybody want to make the minority the majority, or majoring in minors. That's what homosexuality to me is, majoring in minors.
I'm just telling you that you was talking about the traditional meaning of the wife. That the role of the wife has shifted for the majority of wives.
I was talking about
wives didn't used to even be earners, so that's changed a lot. So, you know,
it ain't changed. I feel bad for men now because women are making a lot of women are making more money than men, but we still look to pay for the freaking dinner.
What do you mean? No, they're not. That's just, it depends on the woman. You're just talking about like them crazy women that talking about the bills all the time. That's different.
Nigga, please. I date black women.
What?
Black women don't come out with the card unless they old or a cougar.
I've paid the bill before.
Black women pay. I don't know what you're talking about. I know a lot of black women pay it. Now they're gonna look at you a little different, but
in the platonic situation, yeah. But I'm talking about
women pay.
Shit. Oh, romantic, get the hell out of here. Romantic situation. Baby.
I done went out on a date, first date with a girl. She paid and then slept with me. I felt weird.
What?
That wasn't a date, nigga. You was a gigolo.
No, we kept messing around after that. I paid in some future stuff, but like that was just weird to me. I wasn't used to that. You know, it was just awkward for me because I went to pay and she was like, "Nah." She had threw it all the money out and paid it real quick. I was like, "Oh." But no, I went to the bathroom, came back, and she.
That happened to me. That happened to me with my friend.
And then I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm thinking she's not interested. I'm trying to take her home and shit. And she's like, "No." Like,
that happened to me. The girl that picked me up in a Mercedes that came to get me from your house. She wouldn't let me pay. I get.
So she fed you and fucked you.
I don't say all that.
She probably couldn't do all that shit. How much Grant eat? That bitch trying to take out a loan at the damn restaurant.
She took me to the Japanese restaurant where they be chopping up.
Hibachi.
Hibachi grill, yeah. Hibachi grill.
If you don't buy drinks, that's about $50 a person. If you buy drinks,
that was about $200. It was a $200 bill.
It had to be $200 because I know Granny's getting some. Quantis gonna get some extra meat.
I didn't get no extra nothing.
No, women. No, it's that. No, I just want to get rid of that narrative. Women will pay for the food and sleep with you, so they exist.
Oh yeah, Quantis get.
They are very few.
Quantis though, you know, that's Quantis.
That's not what you think, man. Oh my God.
I
know this younger couple, the woman proposed and she take care of all of the bills and stuff. So I don't know.
They are very few.
It's more common than you think, especially from the nursing field. A lot of nurses take care of their men. Shout out to the nurses out there. I can't say how I'm related to the person. I gotta know this other person I know a lot of women, they holding it down and they still get a man money, they married to him.
You know what? That's true, Malachi. I had to revisit that.
Yeah,
I stand corrected because I'm thinking about the last 5 women, and they pay for everything.
Yeah, this is
not a funny episode. This is sad. I'm getting instantly.
That's why you had to fly your ass to California. The women running it in Illinois, baby.
No, baby. I like a nigga that take charge. I'm tired of being in and I could be submissive and you lead, but you can't lead me with my own money.
That's why that nigga died on you, man.
Ooh. That nigga that died on me, he had my back. I hate that he died. I be at that grave site every day when he come back.
Did he have a good?
Really, I'm mad as fuck. Like you left me with this bullshit.
Did he have insurance policy?
No.
He didn't? Well, he didn't have your back then.
No, I'm not saying on this.
No, they didn't get married yet. They was on the way to get married. He died before they could get married. Yeah, so
for the record, I am not a beneficiary.
What's Nandi doing? I can't even see her head no more.
I don't know. That nigga was walking behind him like he was on some shit.
You got that serial killer in the house.
You over there counting boxes of cereal on the refrigerator. What's wrong with you?
Where'd he go? Where's her head?
She better drop her location.
What's her location?
Where's your top?
She got a top on. It's just it's just you got like acting like it's hot out. But no. Things have changed. Women not letting men lead. It's a joint leadership effort in relationship.
I want a man to lead. I want a man to be a man. I'm tired of being the dominant.
I want the relationship to work. So whatever it takes.
Too?
What'd you say, Quantis?
In the sex too?
Do I want to lead in sex?
Yeah.
I'm submissive. I can't be submissive to a motherfucker that can't lead. I don't want to be fucking you and the lights go out and you didn't cut them off.
Now, I will say that it's a compromise too, and leadership and relationships. One of the things that I had to learn was to learn how to be submissive, but then also understanding that it's okay for the leader to submit to me when, it should be. It's supposed to happen that way. And when it doesn't, to me, that's when a conflict happens.
I go by best practices. If she better at that, then she should do that. If he better at that, he should do that.
All right.
I like that idea too.
Yeah,
I love that idea.
Yeah. And now, Renita, I'm going to move on, but Renita, you got to accept that now some women are better at making money. So let them make the money and buy the food. And the man might be better at watching. The man might be better at watching the kids now. I'm telling you, I know women that rather go to work and let the man watch the kids. It's a different dynamic now.
How much child care is? I get that part. Mm-hmm. Child care, motherfucker. But I'm not about to steal your masculinity away from you.
That ain't got nothing to do with masculinity. Oh,
you want to be a man, you want to lead,
That's that patriarchy.
I don't want nobody that's
you
my
stuck
equal.
in the old patriarch mentality of the society.
I don't want a man that's my equal. If you're supposed to be a king and I'm supposed to be a queen, you gonna bring yourself down to be a queen. I don't want another queen.
Yeah, queen is the most powerful piece on the board.
No, you're going to lead and I'm going to follow. I'm going to be submissive. But if you following us, no.
And some cultures, though, women led. So, there's a...
Look at the countries that had women leaders in the coronavirus shit. They had the best COVID outcomes. Look at the ones led by men. So, I'm just saying.
I think Prince did a good job.
Prince? Fuck him. I do not trust billionaires. I don't know why people trust billionaires so much. But okay.
He ain't got shit to lose.
So now I want to move on to leadership vacuum. So do your family, Yvonne, got like a matriarch or patriarch? That's like
matriarch. My grandmother.
One that like everybody respect and they all listen to it, like that can squash your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all ever had like a vacuum in that area? Like, because I've seen families lose that person and everything fall apart.
I'm trying to step into the role, but it gets difficult when people want to hang on to the old ways of doing things. Not saying that those things don't work, but as times changed and new fresh ideas should be allowed in and incorporated with some of the old things to create something new. But oftentimes in families, that doesn't happen. My grandmother asked for everybody to come together before she transitioned, and they still ain't done that. None of her children.
So how would you think a family should address a situation like that? You see the vacuum finna come, right? Once she transitions, right? So like, how should a family, should that person be picked? Should it automatically just go to the next oldest person, or should it go to the person best suited to run it? How do you feel that leadership void?
I think it should go to the person that's best suited, not necessarily the next person that's the oldest. And how that transition can happen is if, the training happens before that person transitions. Spending time with, elders is a great tool to do, understanding your history, getting all of those things and then putting it all together to form some form of new leadership. And a lot of times it just does not happen because, you know, the youth get away from grandparents for whatever reason, but then that bridge needs to come back again. And that's what I'm building within my own family, bridging those gaps between ages.
Yeah,
because we have to.
Renita, you going through something similar with like Aunt Lee getting up there. So like, who gonna fill in that role?
Jesus. That's all we got is Jesus, and I ain't even no Christian. I ain't even no believer or none of that bullshit.
What about like your one of your aunties?
They up in age too.
Yeah, they up there. Like,
they ain't got time for that. They don't even know where their phone book is. At least my grandma know what her phone book is. You know, that phone book got all them real numbers and addresses in it. But yeah, I don't have anybody. You know what I think for real that will hold this family together is Wendell.
Yeah, but do everybody respect him? Because
I really believe that, but I don't think he want to take that role because that's a lot of responsibility. But he knows almost everybody. Mm-hmm. He communicates with a group text with a group email with everybody. I think if anybody knows something, it would be him. He remembers everybody's grandfather. He knows most of the kids, you know. But how would you put that much responsibility on one person? That's like, man, it's a lot.
That's what I did, to like make a board or something. And
you better, because in this day and age, these young people are not letting people know who their kids are. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, if you thinking that one person got one kid, they got 3 kids now, fuck around, they date.
Yeah, she didn't even know Twilight. She didn't know how Twilight had 2 daughters.
I did not.
Before we came out, yeah. So yeah, that's just real interesting. Same.
And Drew is at that age where he will be dating. He going to high school, mess around, bring a cousin home, then bring a baby home with an eye right here. Hell no. But a patch of back hair.
And you're right. Yeah, it happens, and you're right. It does. Kissing cousins.
Wendell, I know he don't want that responsibility, but step up and fill the gap.
That's interesting. Dad, like we got that vacuum on your side.
Well,
probably when
we addressed that issue, because I think the day for the one person ruling the whole family is over. So we our first cousins, which are the elders in our family, we kind of done it by committee, because actually the lead amongst the first cousin is not my brother, and he's the oldest. Is James.
Who's the oldest?
My brother's the oldest.
The one that's on the west side.
But he's not the leader, because James has the best qualities. He's the one that actually put the qualities together, and then he's really a delegator. So because he's military background, we actually got some structure to it now. So it's actually working, and we've done some successful ventures, and we've even went out into ventures to reach other generations. And so we're about empowering people. So it's no one figurehead. It's kind of like a committee, like a tribe, basically.
I like that.
Yeah, because it's like, because I've been in those family meetings on the Zoom calls with them. But I know we've been messing up a little lately because we ain't had none in a while. But, it's hard to keep up, but like, who's the leader gonna step up to make sure they keep going? Like James got busy, and then Kevin got busy. So
yeah, you just have to have committees, and you just have to delegate different people to different things. But it's actually working. It's just, it's slow walking, a crawl right now, but it's moving. It's not at a standstill.
And that's just the men though. But like, what about the women?
We did get the women involved. That's why we did the first cousins retreat.
Oh, okay.
And we did something that bred koinonia, where people kind of have that camaraderie. And so we've met with the females and the males, because we had to break that. Our family was dominated by women. The women were kind of matriarchal. And so that was running our family, which actually caused division. So now that we're bringing both parties together, the men and the women, and we're sharing the responsibilities, first of all, the first thing we did was we apologized to each other for not being there for each other, and just being real with each other and realizing, hey man, let's address the elephant in the room, which most families don't do. We sweep shit under the rug that it look like a damn mountain. And we've got to deal with those things. So yeah, I think it's delegating. I think it's committee. That's how you deal with it.
Okay. Any thoughts, Nandi? You're muted.
My family, I feel like I'm of the generation that's post our matriarch, and we've incorporated as a family with our farm and are trying to run things collectively too. But I don't know. I'm existing in the generation that was born like right as she passed away, so I only know what people say of her, and my life since then. But
so it wasn't no big war that ended up in probate and everything.
I mean, I'm sure there was. I mean, but we've turned our family like legacy into a business now.
It should be, but like it's just sad for me. I see families do that and they end up in probate, and the lawyers end up with all of the money anyway. So,
I know they just get all the freaking money
because
they don't know. They think probate is the right thing to do. They slow.
Yeah, but like a lot of people respect this one figurehead in these families, and then it just after that leader died, it's just it gets chaotic, man. And it's like,
but I feel like my family really respects the legacy going forward too. Like the investments that people make in the collective good, they believe that their generations to come are going to benefit from it. So we all respect that concept enough to like, put all of our pettiness aside for something that's for the collective good,
Okay, so since we done transitioned into this this idea of sort of kind of like leaderless things, but like collectives. So what do you think about like leaderless movements versus movements that had like big figureheads, like like Black Lives Matter? The movement is pretty much leaderless. You can't really put a face on it, even though it is an organization with the face on it. Like most people don't know who those people are. So like, what do you think about that versus, building up a figurehead like MLK and you can just pop them and then there go the movement. So like, I don't know, thoughts on that, Grant?
Well, when you say leaderless, I think every movement has a leader. It's just sometimes we turn leaders into idols. And that's the difference between a leader's not an idol or, like this figurehead. You could be behind the scenes and lead. Like, for instance, in the medical profession, the doctor is not the leader. It's the head nurse. And most people don't even know that. The head nurse is the one that is gathering people for the operating room, for this, that. And that head nurse is the leader behind the scenes that nobody sees. And they always assume that it's the doctor that's the head, and he's not. And so sometimes people look at leader as the one that's out in the front. And you could be the one behind the scenes that's actually leading an organization, but you're not getting all the star power. And I think people use star power to mean that you're the leader. The leaders are the people that are making the machine work. So when I look at, I think leaders have gotten a bad name because of the focus, what we focus on. Even in movies. The celebrity status has kind of ruined that. Even in sports, the leader of certain basketball teams are not the one that you think it is. It may be somebody else. So yeah, it's
even when you look in business, some of your better businesses, you never know who the CEO is, right?
Exactly.
But like, but that's what I'm saying. So that's how you can take down a Black Panthers thing, because you let the leader or the president or whatever get too big or too celebrity or too famous.
Yeah, that happened with Martin Luther King, because he was not the leader of the civil rights movement. It was Ralph Abernathy and others that actually put him in the front. And a lot of that is because the media wants to have one person responsible,
so they can take him down.
Right. Just like Jesse Jackson. He's like a self-appointed spokesman for Black people. I ain't never liked Jesse Jackson. I think he's a suck-ass leader. He's an opportunist, you know, and he never represented the Black voice. He just took that. Because, like you said, that vacuum was there, so he took the opportunity, and he's an opportunist for his family. I mean, I ain't mad at his hustle, but Jesse was ruthless, and he never did anything for the collective. He did everything for his super status, you know, and he could have actually empowered the community, but Jesse was about himself.
I was done with him when he said that about Obama on that open mic.
What, you want to cut his nuts off?
No, he called him I think he called him an Nigger. Google it. Jesse Jackson mic on talking about Obama.
Well,
I don't care for either one of them. So
and they forgot. He didn't know his mic was on.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Any you want to add anything to that, Yvonne?
Just a scripture that popped into my head. You know, I don't know where it says, but it exactly where it is. But you know, it says the last should be first, and the first should be last. You know, it's like that whole collective thing when we talk about leadership, because that's what I'm doing too. That's what I'm bringing. And when I'm in these circles and speaking to people, I tell them I only speak for me. I can't speak for anyone. I will, however, gather some people and let them come talk to you and use their own voice. Why? Because I'm not trying to be popped. Because I stood out front and somebody was like, oh yeah, y'all, I'll go for Yvonne. She'll speak for you. No, the hell I won't. I can't. Because when you step out like that, you do become a target. I mean, that's just realistic. Historically, that's what happened. When our leaders stepped out front like that, they were killed. Except for Ida B. Wells. They let her go all the way through. They left her alone.
They named the project after
her. And we got Expressway and some schools. You know, they did it because she, you know, when I learned about her story, you know, it wasn't like vague. You know, it was, you know, when you were in school, they briefly touch on it. But when I actually got into it and learned her story, she was very, very powerful. And yet she didn't fully take control of anybody's story. She let them own it. She just brought it to attention. And that's the difference.
Yeah, but we still like, okay, everything can't be this collective. Like I believe in direct democracy, but how it's not that easy. Like, because people do got to live their regular lives, right? So some people do just want to, I guess it's not the right thing to do, but it is the easier thing to do. Just want to live their life and elect somebody you can trust or delegate, you know, pick a leader that you can trust over these issues to follow stuff through. Like, even though I guess a direct democracy approach like ballot initiatives or something where we actually read the whole thing and read out, but that'll take more work. Everybody can't focus on that. So I
get that.
Is it wrong with is there something wrong with having representatives? Like,
no, nothing wrong with it. It's just when you do that, then you are putting a lot of trust into them. And so then the next part of that is accountability. And a lot of people, like you said, they start getting busy and start doing other things. And so they won't hold that representative accountable. And then that representative runs rampant. And then, you know, look at the South and West Sides. It's been destroyed since King died. And it's slowly been built back up. But I mean, that was 1968. Yeah, here we are.
They gentrifying the hell out of it now, too. It's
right. That's what I'm saying. And it's Black leaders in place. And they're selling these. And it's still people homeless. We still don't have grocery stores. Not a lot of Black.
But Yvonne, a lot of that stuff, man, people don't know the definition of a leader. A leader is number one, a servant.
Exactly, I agree.
And the leader is sent there to serve the people. Politicians are there to serve the people. And it makes no freaking sense for a billionaire to run for that position. He's only there to serve a motive, or he's there to serve an agenda. And so instead of serving the people, politics now serves an agenda.
Corporations.
And that's wrong. That's totally wrong. And that's just but if you look at it as a whole, leaders are nobody special. Leaders are people that serve. They're servants that lead. It's that simple. And if people had that definition in their head, they wouldn't be so quick to try to be a leader.
I didn't want this.
I told you I'm emergent. Like you even know my but me and you had a whole conversation about this, Quantis, when I was doing something with an organization and stuff, and you was like, you just got to step up and do it. I was like, I don't want to. I don't like it. Like, and that's what I need people to understand. I don't even want to do this hosting this podcast. Somebody else needs to step up and do it. But just give me a fucking break, please. It's just,
yeah,
damn, okay.
But showing your leadership skills are showing that you want people to have a voice. That's why you got 4 to 5 different voices on here. Some people, they do a podcast and it's just them. Like Kevin Samuels or like somebody else on the funds page. It's just their opinion. And that's it. It's all about them. But a true leader is trying to help other people come to their best self.
Yeah, but I just be wanting to chill. You be telling me like you gotta. I'll be like,
well,
I don't want to do all that.
Well, sometimes you got to pick up the slack because it ain't gonna get done.
Well, I gotta do it. I'm tired.
And usually, I'm not gonna say that it's the role, but usually women pick up the slack, even from men, because women fill in a lot of places that men don't want to do. Men are by nature lazy as hell.
We want to get high and drunk. It's real. That's why I don't even know why women be having problems with men. You feed them, you give them a little liquor or weed, and he ain't gonna be quiet and mind his business. Give him a little spot.
Who is this nigga that getting all your attention? He must got the dookie stick.
No, because they be quiet for a little while. Somebody shoot a Viagra down their throat and they on to the next bitch.
What are you talking about?
What is she talking about?
Oh, she heard me say, I said, men are easy. All you gotta do is feed them and give them their own little video game corner or man cave. Men are simple.
First of all, most men,
cave, but, you know, a lot
most
of men
do not cheat. That's a lie. Most men do not cheat.
After 30. It's a 20-year-old thing.
I mean, where and what reality is that in?
I'm trying to figure out. I'm listening, Vaughn, but I don't think Quantis know what he said.
Most men I know are not cheating. I know a few.
Most men do not cheat. Y'all pick some horrible men.
While I don't disagree with what you're saying, I will say this, right? I have had. No, I'm lying. I have not had anybody that did not cheat on me at some point in time. Whether or not the relationship was completely over or not, see, that distinction needed to be made. Like, so if you're no longer talking to someone, then that should be clearly, you know what? Well, I think we need a break. This is over. But then they just jump into another relationship. And, you know, sex start happening and all these other things. And then it's, oh, I'm talking to somebody, you know, as in on the back end. No, be up front. Let me know what you're doing.
Them little gray areas don't count, Yvonne. Like when you transitioning and trying to figure stuff out, that y'all ain't never necessarily in a real relationship. So that's not cheating.
Until somebody say, and listen to me good, until somebody say, hey, you know what? This isn't working out. I want to move on, you know, and I got to go. What happens is, oftentimes what happens is somebody, they go ahead and get somebody else. They build another relationship over here and then they leave. No, don't do that. Don't do no transition leaving. Go ahead and leave.
You just attracting dudes that can't be alone.
No, ain't no attraction. That's what they present to her. Everybody has a representative.
No, I'm saying
you're not exactly who you say you are.
I'm saying the dudes she attracting they got, like, I know dudes like that. They can't be alone, so they always transitioning from one to the. Even though they want to be out of this one, they can't get out of this one until they find a new one first because they're scary.
And I don't disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, but like
I'll give you. But
you knew that relationship was over when he started.
I'll give you an example, Renita. When I first started dating or whatever, I had multiple girlfriends. And I told each one of them girlfriends, about each other. I did not cheat.
You have to.
What I'm saying is I didn't cheat because I wasn't monogamous.
But you married somebody else.
What?
You said in the beginning you had multiple girlfriends. And
yes, my first wife, which was your cousin, I met her while I was dating somebody else. Yes.
Right.
And they knew about each other.
Then he broke it off with the other one.
Then I broke it off with the other one and said, no, I'm going to be with this one, your cousin. That's not cheating.
That's actually very fair, because here's what I do now while I'm dating. I let them know that I am looking at other people. So the cutoff happens when there's a mutual agreement to commit to one another. But until
that's
then,
what I'm talking about. When you have that commitment to each other, that's what I'm talking about.
It's an auction until you take the final bid.
Shit. Exactly.
Everybody's a candidate.
I believe that. I get that.
Yeah, but like, nah,
right.
If somebody is being deceptive and misleading, then that is cheating. But like, I'm saying,
but
like,
don't forget my favorite.
But Yvonne, you knew in those situations that you couldn't feel that like he was on his way out the door. In those situations, he was that good of a liar.
You know what my favorite one is? That omission lying.
Thank you.
Told, but
that's
you did.
That's our Fifth Amendment right, and it come with the goddamn.
So here's what happened. So here's what happened, and I can generalize all the situations. There's some anger at something that I've said or done, and the person cannot be direct to let me know that that's what it is. So what happens is they start figuring out in their own head how to get back at me for maybe something I had no control over. I don't know. I didn't have a conversation, so I can't predict. But what I can say is that they felt like that, but then they couldn't say it because they still had feelings for me. So how do you break away from somebody you still love?
You know what? That's
not real love, right? That's toxic.
Love ain't got nothing to do with that anyway. Love is completely different. You got people that are infatuated with each other. You got people but love is basically a different type of thing. Love is a choice and a commitment.
Real love, that is.
It's different types of love. You got love that has feelings with it. You got erotic love. You know what I'm saying? You got platonic love. There's all types of love out there. So love ain't got nothing to do with monogamy.
It doesn't.
That's a commitment. And that's what happens. People automatically assume going into a relationship that it's just us. And that's where you're making your mistake. Now, for me, because of my spiritual beliefs, I believe in monogamy. But before I get to that commitment, I'm looking at different people.
Okay. Well, let's get to the rank it. This is going to be fun. I got 4 presidents that ushered in, they were leaders that ushered in different kind of eras. So rank it. We'll start with you, Renita. Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, Franklin Roosevelt, and Dwight Eisenhower.
Oh my God. You picked the suckiest.
They ushered in they changed the game. What good or worse? I don't.
Same again.
Ronald Reagan.
Trash.
Bill Clinton.
Trash.
Franklin Roosevelt. And
pass.
And Dwight Eisenhower.
Pass.
Eisenhower did a lot, man. If it wasn't for Eisenhower, we wouldn't even have the
only reason I would choose Eisenhower is because that's the school I graduated from.
Over there, 127.
Isn't Eisenhower responsible for the interstate?
Yeah, you used to couldn't even drive from states to state.
Yeah, you couldn't ride from state to state. You went like 94.
He ushered in the driving culture, which made everybody have cars. Yeah. Everybody didn't even have cars.
So you got to give him. You got to put him up there.
Roosevelt, we wouldn't have Social Security without Roosevelt.
And didn't he come up with Roosevelt come up with
Social Security and Medicare,
jobs and Medicaid?
Yeah, he had a jobs program which we need again now. He was okay.
So they were good.
Ronald Reagan ushered in supply side economics.
Reagan shouldn't even be on there.
He ended
Reagan froze minimum wage for 8 years, and then Bush froze it for another 4 years.
He ushered in supply
But people
side
were making $3.25 for 12 years in a row.
So you're gonna put Reagan at the bottom.
Because if they wouldn't have frozen minimum wage, the minimum wage would be $25 an hour right now.
You need to.
But you know what the good thing he did do, Reagan? You know, when he got shot, them gun laws got better.
Who ended the gun laws? I think got worse under Bill Clinton.
They got a little better.
Gun laws don't help crime.
No, they don't. They don't.
Reagan plagued all the black communities with crack.
What'd you say, Nandi?
What'd you say?
Why didn't you put any black leaders in?
No, this is about presidents. I was just fucking around. It was kind of a joke a little bit, just to fuck with you, see what you say.
It was so hilarious. I laughed very hard.
But you gotta you didn't say nothing about Bill Clinton, Dad. What's wrong with him?
What the crime bill?
He fucked up the Democratic Party.
Clinton didn't do nothing good.
He the reason why the Democratic
Clinton didn't do anything good.
Yeah,
matter of fact, I think didn't 3 strikes come out under him?
I think so.
The hell. Then we turn around and vote another Clinton in office with this clown we got right now.
Clinton was never president. Hillary was.
Hillary politics were okay.
Joe Biden is Clinton with Alzheimer's.
No, Clinton did. Clinton ushered in the way Democrats act now. Because before that, they used to actually care about unions and stuff. So I don't know. But no, that was it. That's it. I'm tired.
So what about this? You like this current leadership, Malachi? You like the current leadership in the country?
No. It's time to blow it up.
So who had better leadership? Clinton or Trump? I'll answer. Trump was a better leader.
Trump policies is very similar.
And I do not like Trump, but he was a better leader. He led people better. This cat is, I don't know what the hell his problem. He cannot lead.
No, man, Biden. Oh, you talking about Biden or Trump? I thought you said Clinton.
Biden. Trump was a better leader. He has better leadership skills. If you take your biasness away, he was a better leader. He took charge. Even though he was wrong half the freaking time, he still was able to take charge, own stuff, do what he did with the vaccine.
I predicted this before if y'all elected old Biden. I told you he was going to be worse than Trump.
Yeah, he's a horrible leader. I admit it. He's a horrible leader.
I told you. Me and you argued. Grant was a Biden supporter.
I did.
We argued about this. I was like, Biden is worse than Trump. Believe it or not.
And it's hard. It's hard to say this today.
And you know what's different? He might stand for better things than Trump, but what makes him worse is because the media acts different. They was pointing out everything that Trump did when he fucked up, right? They sweep everything that Biden does under the rug. Biden is fucking terrible. He's doing the same shit that Trump did, but worse in a way. And they just keep sweeping it under the rug. This happened, that happened. He won't give us no more stimulus check. The gas prices are ridiculous.
All them stimulus checks came from Trump.
Yeah, he funded that damn war in Ukraine.
All the unemployment, the unemployment for 2 years came from Trump. All them loans, all this stuff came from Trump. So they can say what they want. They can say what they want. I'm not a Trump man. I didn't vote for him.
But it's Trump doesn't. They don't like his decorum, and some people don't like that about certain leaders. It's people. It's weird. So we can just put Trump and Biden aside, and we can just talk about people. Like sometimes you do got people that are more abrasive, and a lot of people may agree with certain things that come from people, but they shoot the messenger because they don't like the person to come from.
Right.
So like, and this I've seen a lot of, and I've gotten better over the years at putting my personal feelings about what comes from an individual aside. Like if Biden or Trump or whoever give us universal health care, I would praise them, whatever party they belong to or whatever, because I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
Let's take 2 black leaders and the different leadership styles. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Malcolm X's message was a lot better than Martin Luther King's. It was just people couldn't deal with the militant part.
The delivery.
He was very militant, and it came across as an angry black man. And Martin Luther King came across as this peaceful cat and all of that. But people don't realize the next thing that Martin Luther King was getting ready to do was empower black businesses. He was getting ready to empower black business. That's why it shot him. It wasn't about the kumbaya stuff. It was about him getting ready to get these black businesses together. And that's what happened. But he was saying the same stuff Malcolm X was saying outside of the integration. Malcolm X was against integration, and so am I. I'm totally against it, even today.
I'm against forced integration. There's nothing wrong with integration.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not. People can live with who they want to live with.
Right.
Don't send me to a better school. Fix my school.
Thank you. That part, right?
Why the hell you gotta take, in order for me to get a good education, I gotta come out of my school and go to the white school. That's white supremacy. That's saying that your stuff is better. No, make my stuff better. And that was the problem with segregation. But because of the leadership styles, people went with Martin Luther King versus Malcolm X, because Malcolm X denounced the practices of the Nation of Islam. People forget that. He denounced that and said that God was for everybody. But you know how the media is. The media want to take, he started working with Christian preachers, all kind of people. It became ecumenical. And that got lost because of basically the media.
Yeah, the media is the devil. Okay, yeah, so woke report thoughts, Nandi?
She's still asleep.
She still got somebody walking and pacing.
No, my sound has been on this whole time just now.
Oh.
No, I finally kicked that person out. I had a woke report and I definitely forgot it.
My phone about to go dead.
Nandi, come on with your report, sweetie.
So
I mean, really, I think the only thing that matters right now is Juneteenth. I just want us to rebrand that into a time where we act a fool shamelessly and do whatever we feel like doing.
Responsibly.
I mean,
so Juneteenth,
I would assume that you want to do something that's for at least good for you. I don't know. But hey, black people aren't a monolith, so I can't assume that.
Are you under the influence today?
She is.
No.
She's thrown off. She's thrown off because she had a damn serial killer walking back and forth.
I'm trying to be under the influence, and this person is they were
blowing your
under the influence and being very strange.
It's another day person.
I told them to leave. Huh?
The pronouns are they?
Person... No.
Oh, that was another one of those. Okay.
This person was unfortunately cis and straight, so.
Here they go, that cis word. Go ahead, Yvonne, Art of Black Suck.
I know, that sounds gay, don't it? I'm cis male. What the hell?
You gotta watch that episode on South Park called The Sissy. It is hilarious. You gotta watch it. Cartman puts a barrette in his hair because he wants his own bathroom. It's hilarious.
South Park is fucking hilarious altogether. My phone about to go dead.
All right,
well, let Renita go first.
Okay, Renita, you got some final thoughts?
No, I don't.
Yay!
Comedic leader and the things we can get through the leadership on. Comedians actually change a lot. You got they approach stuff with a different perspective. They make you laugh at how stupid shit is in society, that people accept. So it's
yeah, that was Dick Gregory.
I love him.
Yeah, we're gonna send $30 billion to this country, but we got motherfuckers in tents everywhere.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
A war they're not gonna win.
$30 billion to Ukraine instead of sending that money here.
For a war they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose this war. They can't.
How much would that be? How much would that be?
A bigger nation that got nuclear weapons.
How much would that be? How many blacks is it? How many blacks in America? How many of us is it?
Roughly 45 million, I believe.
45 million. So 45 million. That's $1 million a piece, right?
You can change every black community in the States. You can.
100,000. How much is How much is 45 million? How much could
if that money actually went to something to help Ukraine, I wouldn't be as opposed. But that shit's going to weapons.
It's not even do nothing but go to the military people that supply the weapons.
Yeah, so it's going to. It's all bullshit at the end of the day, and we know it. And that's what comedians are good at pointing out. So like, you can't give these people health care. Like we can give you all free vaccines, but no, we can't give you insulin.
Anyway, y'all got to say something about Juneteenth before we leave, Nandi.
I just did. I said I feel like Black people should be happy and focus on healing themselves instead of worrying about.
Some people may not know what Juneteenth is about, so would you explain?
I mean, I don't feel like that was my whole point. I don't want it to be about this whole time that we were granted freedom and all that. I just
Joe Biden made it a federal holiday. Didn't he do that good?
I mean, and
Trump
that's
did that.
I'm just saying.
Trump did that. No, I think that was Biden.
No.
You sure?
Trump did it. Again, something that Biden didn't do. Trump, a Republican.
Back when he was like, I remember people were more focused on Christmas Eve being a holiday than they were.
But my thing is, they can keep their shit as a federal holiday, and they don't even have to give it to me if you just give me my reparations. So fuck Juneteenth if I can just get my reparations. Like, stop playing games with me. I don't need no more symbolic shit. I don't need a holiday. I don't need none of that shit. Give me my motherfucking 40 acres and a tractor. I want a tractor. I don't want no mule. So like, I don't know. That's how I think. That's shit's the distraction. Here. Can you stop rioting, Black people? Here's a holiday. Like, get out of my face, man.
I don't see any Black people like very amused or moved by it.
Oh, so am I. The ones that are in elite culture are like, they already got their money and stuff, so they good. So like, oh, and it feels good to see Black people accept us. I mean, white people accept us. It's a holiday.
Correction. Joe Biden did it last year.
Right.
Okay,
that's what I was just looking at.
I thought Joe Biden did it. Okay.
Yeah, Joe Biden did it. Thanks, Joe, for the meaningless shit.
Really and truly.
So I feel like Nandi.
Yeah, the kids don't even get out of school. School's over by the time this holiday hit.
He gives us the first Black vice president that ain't even Black.
Stop it. She's Black. She identifies as Black. You can't tell her. Her dad's Jamaican, I think.
Yeah, he is.
So she's Black, but she just doesn't.
No. That's a Jamaican American. African people do not even recognize us as African Americans. They call us Black Americans. Am I right, Nandi?
Yeah.
See? So she ain't Black.
We can't identify with the African culture particularly, so I just think
I got a bunch of Caribbean and African friends. I'm cool with them.
I mean, that's cool, but we're Black African. We're Black Americans.
We're mutts. Like when they breed dogs, do you look at the mixed up ones as anything other than mutts? You
know what, Malachi? We ain't even got no papers. That's bad. We're not even thoroughbreds.
The thoroughbreds are the Africans in each of their countries, and then the white people, that's Europeans. Everybody else in America,
everybody else got their papers.
This whole country, the whites here, the blacks here, and everything here is just mixed the fuck up mutts.
We're the rescue humans from the shelter.
That's all America is. They sent all the white people they didn't want over here, and then they stole the Black people to make them do the work. So
we're rescued. We should have that song playing when they show the sad dogs on TV. What is that sad song?
Britain and France and Spain and the rest of Europe did not send their best over here. This is not their best. Their best is still running them countries over there.
Hey, you're okay.
So that is the truth.
Give me
we
some.
know it. We just a bunch of, just like all the Black people here that want to claim like they some Egyptian kings or something. No. We are the people that the other Black people captured in Africa and gave away and sold into slavery because we were the enemies. We are not from kings. We are the people that lost the wars.
That's not true. I'm from the Hebrew nation, nigga. I don't know what you talking about.
You think so? They sent all of the throwaway people to America.
My people
throwaway whites and blacks.
My people came from Ethiopia.
Only thoroughbreds over here was indigenous people, and then they mixed.
The only country that has not been invaded by white people.
What country? Ethiopia?
Ethiopia.
They got a war going on over there right now.
They have not been invaded. We have not been occupied by them.
Okay.
You don't want to be a mutt. You're a mutt, Grant.
I gotta get my papers.
Like, that's really what's bothering me about Black people. Why can't you just be what you are right here today? Like, we don't have to identify with something. Like, we're doing something right here. We're doing something. Just be that.
What are you talking about? Ethiopia, Egypt, Europe, and the rest of the world love our hip hop culture that we created.
We are unique. We are unique. We are unique to this land.
Because oppression makes diamonds. So that's what it created over here. So,
and diamonds are nothing but a lump of freaking coal.
That's all they threw. All that coal that they didn't want. The low quality coal. That's all American citizens are.
And that's who we are. Happy Juneteenth. Red Cup. Red Cup show.
Anybody else got anything to say for me?
I'm drinking red wine for Juneteenth.
I haven't been drinking in a while. Do I look like my skin clear?
No, you look fine.
You do. Your skin does look like it's cleared up. It looks dewy.
Dewy.
Yeah, there's a nice little mist on it.
I might keep the fro. Y'all like the fro? Should I keep the fro?
Yeah, I like it.
No.
You look like the dude all about the Benjamins. I just can't get that out of my head. There's the light-skinned dude. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Don't he look like him? When it didn't look like that much like it now, but when he first picked it out, it was like, I was like, oh my God, this dude, that weird dude that was trying to kill Mike Epps. But like,
you got a thigh head.
Yeah, that dude.